I feel like I'm getting worse at this game as time goes on. Hey everybody, Dork the Bitey here, back again with the only content that not only makes children in Africa starve to death faster than they normally would, but also grants us the ability to waste our time and money on some bullshit, stupid-ass card game. Hey, the boys gotta have the game time or they get mighty upset. See what I did there? I suck. Today I'm here to give you the down and dirty methods to play one of the only decks in the game where your opponent's life total basically doesn't matter. Shit, I just got ramen on my keyboard. Fuck. And here today, I'll be teaching you the ways of the ultimate silly putty boy that is the Mimeoplasm. If you're asking my opinion, Sultai is probably the best color combination in the entire fucking game. Disagree if you will, but I have a Skittles and a Lord of Extinction that I'd like to have some words with you before you chatter. Not only does it have obscene amounts of life leech and damage, but it also draws an insane amount of cards very quickly and can mana ramp to make Dimir actually worth your time. It'd be a bit like if Game of Thrones continued the way it normally would have, except Peter Baelish had a gun the entire time. And that's basically what this deck is. Game of Thrones until you buy a gun. In this case, the gun is a Sage of Hours or a Skithiryx being in your graveyard along with literally any Eldrazi creature. Now, Mimeoplasm is an interesting beast in that his triggered ability isn't when he enters the battlefield, it's as he enters the battlefield. It's also a May effect, so if someone gains control of your turn, they can cast him and have him enter in the battlefield as a 0/0, which will have the poor silly putty dripping down the sewage pipes faster than Georgie's boat. Flash the new Tool album at me, and maybe we'll talk my grease-painted tomato salad, but until that day, I remain ever elusive. Now, the effect of his ability entails that you can exile 2 creatures from any graveyard anywhere, and he will enter in as a copy of one of those creatures and gain additional +1/+1 counters on him equal to the power of the creature that he didn't copy. Now, herein lies the problem with the Mimeoplasm. Considerably more often than not, you will not be exiling cards from your opponent's graveyard because this will be the first ever deck that I will teach you that has combos. I hate combo decks. However, they do get the job done when some cheeky fuck pops up at your table and slaps Kalia on it. I'm sorry, my lovely table, but you're about to see some shit that no being in this universe should have to see. The main combo pieces in this deck are Skittles the Dragon Age Dragon, and Sage of Heroic isn't actually that bad. The main goal is to find a way to bury these pretty boys really early on, and then cast Mimeoplasm, exiling one of them and one really strong creature. You'll either get a really good start with an extra set of turns to do basically nothing, or you'll probably just straight up murder somebody's face, which, not gonna lie, is fucking busted. But wait, Dork, you may be thinking, what if that plan doesn't work and the cards just get exiled for nothing? Well, if you watch the fucking video for longer than 30 seconds, you impatient piece of shit, you would realize that I'm about to bring up the fact that you can just run Rift Sweeper to get him back. Other random bullshit you can use is Gerard, along with any creature with a high power. Then again, the real master of the game always waits until we traumatize ourselves and then pop out that sexy Lord of Extinction. Seriously, that's all the effort that this deck takes. I own 2 to 3 cards and now you're dead. That's the new tagline for this deck, I am deciding. In all honesty, this is probably the easiest Sultai deck to run since its goal is super simple. You could use a tutor to get the cards you need into your hand really early, or you could just bury shit from your library immediately with Buried Alive or Entomb, and then just go straight from there. Like, seriously, that's actually all it takes. Turn 3, you can kill somebody. Now, as much as I've talked about the combos, I've yet to address how to actually get them to go off. Since damn near the entire deck is based off of using stuff in graveyards, you gotta find a way to actually put them there. You could get away with a Traumatize and a Deadbridge chant, since all the other things that you probably run are things that substitute for tutors, like Razaketh, Gerard's Orders, and I don't fucking know, a Runescarred Demon? Yeah, let's go with that. Ultimately, this deck is as Reanimator as it gets. Since you're running shit like Exhume, Victimize, and probably a Dread Return, you'll be getting things out of their graves faster than a Necromantic Necrophiliac, which, that was a really difficult sentence to say, which will give you a really nice amount of early game potential since you'll be able to pop strong shit in the graveyards early and then get it back for next to nothing. And the final thing I'd like to touch up on is the Planeswalkers you should run. Or should I say Planeswalker? You really only need Memory Adept. You could throw in a Liliana, or you could not. It honestly doesn't matter. You'll be slapping fools in the teeth so hard that you may not even need a sexy black lady to help you pay your bills. Oh wow, maybe, mind if I backtrack on that last thing? So is Mimeoplasm good? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever sat on the edge of a sandy beach at night, watching the waves crash over the water, seeing the starry night illuminate the water below while the moon glimpses down on your small existence, whilst you ponder the meaning of why we're here, how we got here, and what we're intended to do whilst we sit upon this green rock? To sit in awe of such a night sky and unbelievable concurrence that you didn't even notice the very loud and spooky black dragon gnawing at the flesh of your foes and hearing their pleas for mercy whilst dancing on their ashes. You ever done that? Well, for the low price of just 5 mana, Mimeoplasm has all that and babes to go with it! Mimeoplasm is the only combo deck I recommend everyone build because it's so damn fun and so damn fast. You want to control the battlefield with a turn 3 Shieldred? Go for it. You want to stall the game out milling yourself to one card and casting Living Dead? Well, you're a sick fuck, but you know, you've got that. And even then, you know how many times I've won with this deck? Almost as many times as I've jacked off to Doki Doki Literature Club, which is kind of a humiliating amount of times. You know how much it cost me to do that? Like $200. You could throw a party for a homeless guy for that much. Only because the ice cream cake you bought is for you, not him. Fuck him. All in all, the Mimeoplasm is about as good as a necromancer working in a morgue. He can always bring the family together.